all the flavors of homemade tamales without all the work. Today, I'm going to show you how to make the best tamale pie. Hi friends, my name's Christina. I'm with eatingonadime.com. Welcome to my kitchen. As you guys know, my sister is moving, so her kitchen is not available. So we've been filming lately in my kitchen. So welcome to my space, friends. I'm so glad you're here. My sister Carrie and I run this site if you're new here, and we're on a mission to teach everyone how to make a delicious, tasty meal at home without spending $1 million. So I'm so glad you're here. Today is a brand new recipe. Easy tamale pie. This is so good and easy to make at home. I have linked the full recipe in the description below. This is truly like a casserole that's a one-pot meal that the entire family is gonna love. First, preheat the oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. Then spray a 9x13 baking dish with a non-stick spray, or spray olive oil, avocado oil, whatever you use. I am using a spray olive oil. So this dish, we make the filling on the stovetop, and then we finish it off with a nice cornbread topping in the oven. So you get all the flavors of a tamale, because tamale is wrapped in like a corn type husk thing. So this is a great way to get all those flavors, but in a casserole form. Okay, we're gonna set this aside and then get all of our veggies ready. Now let's dice up these veggies. So in this recipe, I am using 1 red bell pepper, 1 green bell pepper, and a half an onion. We are gonna cook these on the stovetop, but I wanna get them chopped before we head over there. I'm using my handy dandy veggie chopper. You guys know that Carrie and I are obsessed with this. Of course, it's linked in the description below if you're interested, but you can hand chop them as well. You do you. So all you gotta do is cut this onion. We are gonna do half of it. So cut it in half, save the other half for another recipe. Get rid of these ends here and then peel off your outside skin. And when I'm peeling an onion, I kind of just look for like any part of the skin that's kind of flimsy and peel that off. And when I use my veggie chopper to peel the onion, I like to chop it in quarters. So you take your half and then go ahead and cut it again so that you have 2 quarters. Get your veggie chopper and then put it 1 quarter down, and I kind of like a triangle and put the point side end down, and then just chop, and you get beautifully chopped onions every single time, and you don't have to worry about like slivers of onions. It's all finely diced. Now we're gonna do the bell peppers, and I misspoke before. I like to do half and half of these. I think I said 1 of all. Now you can, if you like extra peppers, it's completely up to you. When I do the peppers in the chopper, what I do is I just take my large knife, which you guys know, we're obsessed with this, and just cut off the sides. And you just wanna do about half of it and then save the rest for another recipe or to snack on. I love snacking on red bell peppers. It's my favorite. And then you just want to cut these slices down to fit in the chopper. This one was pretty large, so I'm just going to cut the bigger pieces in half, place it right on top, and chop it down. Now all of these are going to be added to the mixture at the same time. So I love just putting them all in the same little bin here, and then super easy to get them added to our beef mixture when we're preparing that on the stovetop. Now we're gonna do the same thing with the green bell pepper, friends. Now, when you're cutting off the ends, if you want to cut down on the membranes inside, like this little white part, you can. I don't worry about it, especially when it's diced like this and it's gonna be sauteed, because it just kind of gets cooked into the flavor. But if you're sensitive to that, take the extra time, get a paring knife and cut that down. You do you. Boo, make it work. We're all about like doing things kind of the quick way without sacrificing flavors. So we're going to give you those tips every single time. All right, green bell peppers in. Chop, 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 chop. And now let's get our canned ingredients ready as well. So you need 1 can black beans and then a can of corn. Both of these are about 15 ounces. On the corn, we just want it to drain it. And on the black beans, we're going to drain and rinse those in a strainer. I like to get all of these ready, so when I'm at the stove top and I'm moving, everything's just at arm's reach right there. All right, let's get these opened, and we'll get them over to the sink to get them drained and rinsed off for this recipe. On the black beans, just put them in a strainer of your choice. Sometimes I just add a little water to get them all out, and we just want to rinse them. I always recommend rinsing your black beans because you'll kind of get this black substance, and it has a tendency to make your meal like all like dark black goopy color, which just isn't super appetizing. Use your hands and just get them rinsed off. It gets off any kind of extra starch from stirring as well. I just really think it adds to the taste. Then add in the corn as well. Now the corn you just really need to drain. I'm just throwing it in the strainer because they're going to be added to our beef mixture at the same time. Last thing we got to get ready is, of course, the cheese. You can't have a tamale pie without cheese. So for this recipe, you need 1.5 cups shredded cheese. I do recommend that you shred your own. If you've been following us for a while, you guys know we're all about shredded cheese. Everybody makes fun of the way I shred cheese, guys. My sister does, my dad does. They all just make fun of the way I shred cheese. But listen, I get the job done. Just use a hand shredder. This is cheddar cheese. You could easily switch it up based on your flavor. I think Monterey Jack, Pepper Jack would all be amazing as well. It broke off. I gotta eat that part. All right, it's ready. So 1.5 cups. We're going to head to the stovetop and get this filling made. Heat a large skillet or Dutch oven over medium-high heat. You just want a skillet that's deep enough to hold all the filling ingredients. Add 1.5 pounds ground beef to the pan. Brown the ground beef, and you want to break it up as it browns. So if you guys have been following us for a while, you know we're obsessed with our meat chopper. Use your meat chopper to break it up and then let it set for just a couple minutes to get nice and browned, and then we will continue to break up the beef as it cooks. After it's been cooking a few minutes, come back in with your meat chopper and just break it up. It's easier, I find, to break it up once the one side of the beef has browned quite a bit than to break it up when it's like completely raw. All right, so we're going to continue to let this cook. You want to cook until you can no longer see pink in the beef and it's nice and brown. Once the beef is brown, add in your diced peppers and onions. I'm just going to dump them right in from my chopper here. Then add in a tablespoon chili powder, 1 teaspoon salt, 2 teaspoons cumin. Stir all together, and we're going to let this cook for about 3 to 4 minutes until those peppers and onions start to soften slightly. Add in 1 can petite diced tomatoes. This is a 15-ounce can. And then 1 can green chilies. This is a 4-ounce can. Then add in those drained black beans and corn. Add in 2/3 cup water. Stir to combine all these ingredients and then heat for a few minutes just until all these ingredients are heated through. Stir in the 1.5 cups cheddar cheese and then go ahead and remove this from the heat. Now take your filling and we're going to pour it into that prepared 9x13 pan and just spread it out into an even layer. So this is kind of like all the flavors of the tamale. This is all the filling flavors of the tamale, and we're going to put this at the bottom, and then we're going to set it aside and make the corn topping. Now we're going to make the corn topping. So start with a big bowl, and you need 2/3 cup melted butter. So I just melt it in the bowl that I'm going to mix all the ingredients together in so that I'm not wasting or dirty up an extra dish. And then you need 2 boxes of the Jiffy corn muffin mix. Let's see how big this is. It's about 8.5 ounces. Let's see if I can open these up here. I like to add these with the melted butter before the eggs because I melted my butter in the microwave and it's going to get a little warm, and you don't want to throw eggs in right away or you could risk like scrambling the eggs, and then you'll have scrambled eggs in your corn topping and it just wouldn't taste as good. So I add in the muffin mix first to kind of cool it down. And then add in 2 large eggs. And 2/3 cup milk. Stir to combine all the ingredients. It's going to look like kind of like a cornbread batter topping, and that's what you're going for because you're going to get that nice corn flavor that you would get like in a tamale, but it's a little bit easier than having to roll them all up. When you mix up the mixture here, it's okay if you have some small lumps, just make sure you get the larger ones out. It's not going to be perfectly smooth, and that's all right. Then you're going to pour this on top as evenly as possible. It helps if you make sound effects like this. There we go, perfect. Once it's poured on top, smooth it out as even as possible. And now it's time to bake. You want to bake this for 30 to 40 minutes until this is nice and golden brown and that corn topping is completely set. It's ready, so the top is just evenly golden brown. So for my oven, I checked it at 30 minutes and it was just like this and it was done. Now when we pull it out, we want to let it set for about 10 to 15 minutes. This is when it falls apart. Now I've already done that and it's time to serve. Now it's time to cut into this. I'm so excited. It smells wonderful. Okay, let's see if I can get this first one out. So it still looks pretty. You know how it is out of any casserole. The first one is always the hardest to get out. So I had to get out a second one because I wanted it to be prettier. The first one, it tastes great, but the top fell apart. So, you know, I just want it to be pretty for you guys. But look how beautiful. Time for my favorite part, taste testing. It's amazing, friends. I can't wait for you guys to try this one and let me know what you think. Now this tamale pie is very filling, so honestly, you don't even need to serve this with anything. It is packed full of flavor. It's going to be a complete meal for your family and nothing else is needed. If you wanted to do something healthy, you could do a little Southwest salad. That would be great with it. But honestly, I would just serve it as is, and I think everybody is going to be happy. Thank you so much, friends, for joining me today in my kitchen. I hope that you try out today's recipe, and then when you try it out, make sure you leave us a comment and let us know what you think, because we love, love, love hearing from you guys. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss one of our recipes. We are having so much fun teaching everyone how to make real food at home while saving money. I am out of here. This tamale pie is calling my name. I will see you guys next time, either in my kitchen, my sister's kitchen, I'll be in someone's kitchen, we will see. But until then, remember, friends, eat at home by eating on a dime. Bye, friends.